Hey everybody, it's Tim Hinton from the Marching Roundtable podcast. Thank you for watching this video. There's a lot of new things in DCI this year. There's a lot of changes going on. There's all these costumes instead of uniforms. But I gotta tell you, there's something going on that people are just beginning to talk about, may not even be aware of, that I am personally really concerned about. And we're definitely gonna be talking about this probably at the end of the season. But we're preparing now, doing research, talking to experts, and that is the fact that many of the very top DCI corps are miking their full ensemble. So, it's one thing to mic the front ensemble with the theory that, we have to be able to hear them and they're not supposed to be able to, they can play more correctly. Not sure that actually plays out that way now. And then, of course, now they're miking soloists, putting effects on it, all of that, okay. We got used to that. But I'm very concerned if there is actually true, as it is, that some of the top ensembles have mics along the front sideline or a boom mic on the 50 or whatever, and they're miking the ensemble. This means that a lot of times when you're sitting in the stands and you're not hearing the brass play, you are hearing them play through the speakers. So, okay, there are times when maybe there are effects and there's been a soloist that comes out of this speaker, and we know last year the Bluecoats had each little front ensemble pod mic'd separately, whatever. That seems different. But this seems sort of like cheating, because I gotta tell you, this is a performance-based activity about how we're there to hear how they play their horns. Okay, and yes, I guess if they're miking them, we're still hearing the horns, but we're not hearing them correctly. They're getting an unfair advantage. So there's two things about this that concern me. One is that I think it ruins the sound, and it's cheating, in my opinion. Now, there's a lot I don't know about it. I'm still researching. We're going to talk about this at the end of the season, but I'm very concerned about this because we've had people go to contests and describe the fact that they're sitting there and they're hearing ensembles or the whole group coming through the speakers, and they can't tell where these groups are coming from. So, okay, we want to put some special mics on the tenor section during your thing, but the sound's coming over here and the tenors are over there, or it's screwing with people's brains. And one of the things we love, at least one of the things I love when I'm sitting at a DCI show, is I'm hearing the brass sound come off the field to me. So it seems like one of the things they're trying to do is get an advantage with volume. So, okay, they can crank up the mics and at certain times on impacts and they sound louder and they're coming through. I don't think this is fair. Okay, I don't think this is good for the activity. Some of the top corps actually just have the mics turned on the whole time. And we're just hearing the corps mic'd through the speakers. And one of the problems is, do they really have the professional quality sound systems and miking to really do this right? And then what about when the corps is moving all around the field, and so the sound is supposed to be coming from different places, but no, we're just hearing it. I mean, I might as well be sitting in my living room watching the Tom Blair recording. I mean, I think it screws up with what the basis of the activity is. The second issue I have problems with it becomes another arms race. We already know that the groups with the most money have advantages in the designers they can hire and the uniforms and the props and everything they can get. But I got to tell you, how is Pioneer going to compete with a top 6 drum corps if they're doing all the sophisticated miking and giving themselves all these advantages? I don't think this is what the activity is supposed to be. So we're going to talk about this at the end of the season. I wanted you to make you aware of it now to make sure you knew this was going on. I'm very concerned about it. But we're going to be talking about this. We're going to research it. We're going to talk to the right people. And I think that there might need to be a discussion during the winter as we talk about rule changes for next year and see if this is really good for the activity. My first impression, I'm very skeptical. I don't like the idea of anybody miking their sound of the whole ensemble. That's against the very tenets of why we do this and the point of judging it. Okay, so I think this is kind of shady. There may be reasons that I'm going to learn. Makes me very nervous. Pay attention. Keep paying attention to the podcast. Let me know what you think. You can contact me anytime, tim@marchingroundtable.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the button to subscribe because we're going to be talking about different things. Don't want you to miss anything. Thanks for watching. We'll see what happens.